Hello, my name is Candice Bender, and to give a little bit of a background, I collect curated vintage goods, and I've also had the opportunity to style local musicians while being able to work at local thrift stores and helping local vendors. So, for my business idea, I'd like to combine all of these passions to not only create a brand, but to create an experience that maximizes all possibilities while building a sense of community. And for my business concept, I'd like to introduce Retro Rhythm. This is a secondhand vintage clothing store, and during the after hours, it turns to a music venue at night. And this concept combines sustainable shopping with live entertainment, which can create a dual aspect to a business model. So the problem that I tend to notice with most thrift stores in the area is that they have a bunch of space in their shops that tends to be not used during the after hours, and they only sell or have one form of revenue. Another thing I tend to notice is that local musicians in the area also struggle to find a place to perform. This also kind of ties into people finding a sense of community. There's not that big of a community within Carlsbad and Oceanside that can incorporate these two aspects. So the solution that I'd like to bring would combine sustainable shopping with creating a live entertainment during the after hours. This would build a community hub that could support local vendors and artists. This hybrid model maximizes all use of space and time. So for a value proposition, it's going to be a hybrid model. It's going to have multiple streams of revenue through different times of the day. So for the daytime revenue, we'd like to charge vendors for stall fees, commission on individual items, and I would have my personal inventory sold. For my nighttime revenue, we would have ticket sales, merchandise sales, and food and beverage sales. This could also open up to booking events during the after hours as well. We would charge a certain rate for that, but that will be mentioned later on in the presentation. For online revenue, we would have our inventory online 24/7, and we would also hold our ticket sales on the website as well. So how we would make the money for the vendor stall fees, based off of the estimation of around 1,000 to 2,000 square feet, we'd ideally like to have around 8 to 10 vendors that would pay $5 per day, which would equate to around $40 to $50 daily for those 8 to 10 vendors. And per month, that would equate to around 1,200 to 3,000 per month. And so the reason why that number is so low is because we would also charge commissions on individual items sold within each vendor. We'd like to use around a 25% estimation for the calculations, but we haven't decided a percentage amount yet. With an average of the items being around $25 to $50 per item and around 3 to 5 items being sold per day, this could range around $15 to $50 per vendor. And for 8 to 10 vendors, that would equate to around $120 to $500 per day. For the nighttime fees, we would include ticket sales, and we'd like to have an average around 25 to 50 people when we first start up. Each ticket would be around $10, and this would accumulate around $250 to around $500. Ideally, we'd like to accommodate around to 230 people. Potentially, then we would be making 2,300 per night, but that could be at a later point when we expand more. But also, we'd like to offer that you could privately book or host an event within the space for around $65 to $80 per hour. And this would also be listed online as well, this option, but for online, we'd include our inventory, all of those listings, and ticket sales. So what our competitors are doing wrong, from what I've noticed, is that they don't utilize the empty space or they don't utilize all hours. They only have one form of revenue, which is off of the clothing item itself, which isn't enough. And another thing that might be personal is that I know that most of the clothing stores that I've been to either have vintage pieces that have tags that have been ripped off and everything and won't tell you how to take care of the item. I've gone into a thrift store, bought an item, not looked at the tag, didn't see if there was anything, and washed it, and it ended up being ruined completely. For my business model, I'd like to incorporate how to take care of the item after purchase to ensure sustainability. So this is where we need your help for our vision to come true. I'm asking for $100,000 to $150,000 for my startup costs for around 6 months. Um, we would like to give 23% equity in return. And ultimately, this is a huge market opportunity. This business model is different from regular thrift stores because it offers a dual aspect utilizing all hours and space possible. Thank you for your time. This is brought to you by Retro Rhythm, and my name is Candace Bender.